Tiffany McGee's meal plan is going viral on TikTok.
Viral?
She dips her food in copious amounts of mustard or cottage cheese. She claims to have shed 80 pounds doing this.
The videos might not say, hey, this is how I lost weight, but you feel like the implication is there.
Yes, exactly. I think the implication is there, especially because she has had many former plans and guides and things like that, and it always seems to change, but it's the same 80 pounds.
The trolls like to ruin everything, so we have gone ahead and made the group private so that you have to purchase the book in order to be in it.
She has made the group private and used the trolls as an excuse to get more money out of people. All right, my wife wanted me to watch this video for a specific reason. So this is the mustard lady, the most corrupt weight loss scammer on TikTok. Now, the reason my wife wants me to watch it is because a little while back, or not even that, maybe a week or so ago, she came across this person. She's like, oh, this person just eats mustard and cottage cheese with every meal, and it helps her lose weight or something along those lines. She's like, maybe I'll do that because, you know, we're overweight and we struggle with our weight. And factually, all we really got to do is eat a little less and eat a little better and move a little more. And we do the moving more. We start going to the gym, but sometimes, you know, you want to buy into a sometimes you want to buy into a little bit of a quick scheme, and but we know it's BS. And my wife wants me to take a look at this, and then she's gonna watch it through me because my wife only watches my reaction content. Okay. Anyways, by Obese to Beast, let's get this going.
Landed on the side of TikTok and Instagram where
the only reason dietitians and nutritionists are bashing you is because you are smart and taking money from them. What?
I have landed on the side of TikTok and Instagram where nutritionists and dietitians are rating my meals 1 through 10.
People are going to accuse you of having an eating disorder if you don't eat just like them. 7,000 people. I personally hate it. I hate it.
I mean, maybe this diet worked for her. I don't know, but I think cottage cheese is kind of good for you, know?
Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. So, something that you lovely people do often is send me people that are becoming popular on the internet because of weight loss or their takes on weight loss or crazy things that are happening in the weight loss space. Well, today we're going to be talking about one of those people. This person's name is Tiffany, or more popular on TikTok, known as the Mustard Lady. She has garnered over...
I used to know a mustard lady. She didn't really eat mustard. She just smelled like it. That's why we called her the mustard lady. It's interesting stuff.
1 million followers on TikTok, and most of what she does is sit in front of a camera in her car eating.
This doesn't look particularly unhealthy, though. This food looks pretty decently healthy. You know, it's some sausage. There seems to be some, well, cottage cheese and mustard is disgusting, but there's some veg on that plate. Their platters look decent, though. They don't look that unhealthy.
Lot of mustard, as well as some sausage, a singular sausage, some vegetables that are not cooked, and some fruit as well.
It doesn't look that bad, honestly. It looks decent. I mean, I don't think that the mustard and cottage cheese are specifically what's getting it to work, but I think overall it doesn't seem that bad, does it?
Another thing about Tiffany is she actually has a few videos on her TikTok and on other social medias of her pretty amazing 80+ pound weight loss. There's also been a few news articles and articles in general and videos as well documenting and talking about how she lost weight on this mustard diet.
She might have. It might have just worked for her. I don't know.
Tiffany McGee's meal plan is going viral on TikTok.
Viral?
She dips her food in copious amounts of mustard.
Yuck.
Or cottage cheese, or sometimes both. That includes sausages and raw vegetables like hearts of palm, radishes, celery, and broccoli. She claims to have shed 80 pounds doing this. Her videos are racking up millions of views and inspiring others to give it a try.
This is all actually really interesting to me because when I decided to give this a look, I realized that I knew Tiffany, and I've known who she is since probably 2016. And things have been a little weird, and it's kind of strange that she is popping up on TikTok like this because there was quite a bit of controversy when I knew who Tiffany was.
Interesting. She knows Tiffany Radish because she eats radishes. Not to be confused with Tiffany Haddish, who I don't know who that is. Is mustard really 0 calories?
Tiffany as My Adventure to Fit, and she was pretty popular on Instagram. Now, she started her weight loss journey in 2016, and from 2016 to 2017, lost about 80 pounds, and she garnered a following from that point. So around this time, it was pretty early days of Instagram, not super early, but early in the sense of weight loss influencers and stuff like that. And so she was one of the earlier people that kind of started selling plans and you know, kind of selling stuff along with her weight loss, which in and of itself isn't a terrible thing.
Nah, but it seems like most people who are selling stuff with their weight loss, I don't know, they tend to be a little bit suspicious, like a character from Among Us. You know, I don't know. That's just how I look at it. Like when you, I mean, of course, the financial factor doesn't mean that they can't be, you know, normal. But sometimes it's just like weird when people are so quick to sell something to you. You know, especially like weight loss and diet advice. Like, what the fuck could you really be doing that is like sell worthy? I'm eating less of food, but I'm eating food I like. Oh, cool. Here's my diet plan. Like, how? Those need to be more customized, no?
But that's when the controversy kind of starts. So a lot of people that were following Tiffany over the years realized that a lot of these plans would come out and it felt like there was almost a rewriting of history where she would claim like, oh, this is how I lost weight. And then a plan would come out and then a few months would go by and then a new plan would come out and then...
Does she eat the whole platter in front of everybody or are there a bunch of cuts? Because that's something that's an interesting question because I feel like there are times where people will be like, look at all this food, I'm going to eat it now, but I'm so skinny. You can eat all this food yourself too. And then they cut through them eating the food. Isn't that crazy? And then like they cut the cuts here and there. Maybe they spit it out. We don't know. And then if you do eat as much food as they're saying, though, you're going to gain weight and you're not going to lose the weight. And now she gets to sell you more bullshit. And it's just like, well, I lost weight doing this. So it's clearly this is a you problem. Stinky. That's what she would say.
Would be claims of this is how I lost weight or this is how I'm doing things now. And it started to become a little convoluted over time. Now, the really big controversy where a lot of things kind of blew up was around this plan called the 21-day meal plan. And this was, I don't know how to explain it. In the weight loss space, this became a huge, huge thing, at least in my small circle. And it was absolutely crazy. And there actually is a video still on YouTube of Tiffany first talking about this meal plan and why she created it. So let's go ahead and check that out. As you can see, if you look here, this was uploaded on December 18th of 2017, right? So right towards the end of 2017. And the title of it is How I Lost 11 Pounds in 21 Days, 84 Pounds Down, before and after pictures. We're not going to react to this whole video because the later half is a bunch of music that will probably get copyright claimed, but there is some interesting stuff here in the beginning. So without further ado, let's just get into it.
Let's get right into
I
the
wanted to
news.
make a video on my 21-day weight loss meal plan. I just finished it. Yesterday was my last day. So overall, I lost a little over 11 pounds in 21 days.
That sounds a little unhealthy. I think like a healthy weight that you're supposed to be losing would be, I'm getting so unlucky with my picks, would be, it's like usually like 1 to 3 pounds a week depending on how overweight you are, you know? Dude, I'm getting like the worst luck. Holy fuck.
Which is pretty crazy considering how much weight I already lost. I really didn't expect to lose that much weight that fast.
So yes, 11 pounds in 21 days, especially when you are, you know, Tiffany.
Yeah, well, I guess that wouldn't be, yeah, if you're like my size, that might not be super unhealthy, but for her weight, there's no way. That's unhealthy as fuck if that's real.
This point isn't super overweight or anything like that. That's pretty quickly, and I would say for most people, probably a little bit too quick, in my opinion.
That's probably unhealthy, bro. 11 pounds in 21 days, 11 pounds in 3 weeks. That's 4 pounds a week, basically. For at her size, no shit.
Usually when you get like towards the end of your weight loss, those pounds, it's a lot of effort to get those last few pounds off. So I am now 146 point something. So I'm 146 from 230 originally. So I've lost 84 pounds. I'm so close to my goal weight. I'm gonna do my maintenance plan now, which is basically like a paleo lifestyle, whole foods. And then come January, I'm gonna do my 21-day weight loss plan again.
Why would you need to change that abruptly, though? That doesn't make any sense. Like, you would usually just change how much you're eating, not what you're eating. Unless you want to remove carbs to cut down, like, on water weight, since carbs increase water retention. What is she talking about? Like, it's fad diet bullshit. That's the way that I'm interpreting all this.
So I started it on November 27th, and when I started it, I posted all about it on my Instagram, and then a lot of people joined me and did it together. So I made a Facebook group for all of that, and everybody kind of just posted their results.
And this is what happened. Now, I don't know if initially this was something that was charged for, but I know eventually the 21-day meal plan was something that you had to pay for, and to enter this Facebook group, you had to pay for the meal plan.
I mean, it's basically just like a bodybuilding, it's like the bodybuilding.com routine of weight loss plans that are just like garbage. It's just so generic and like isn't an actual system. I just ate this instead of, it's just, there's nothing in depth about it. What the fuck?
And you were able to enter this Facebook group, right? And so this is something that we will see in the future as well, and something that is happening pretty often with these meal plans. Again, all of this stuff in and of itself, by itself, is not a problem, I don't think, right? It is what it is. If you know what you're doing, you know what you're talking about, and it's safe, it's totally cool. But we'll just continue.
Their struggles, everything like that in them every day. And it was really cool because we had a support group. So we all didn't feel alone when we were doing it. And I have to say it made it a lot easier to stay on track with that. So I'm really excited to share my results with you guys. I'm going to share some pictures of some of the things that I was eating, some of other people's experiences, and things like that. I definitely did not work out like at all, maybe a handful of times during the whole thing. So it's definitely not weight loss from exercise. It was being really, really strict on my diet, really just being perfect for 21 days.
I doubt that. I feel like she probably like walked or something or did some kind of like cardio. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like super skeptical. I feel like she's just sensationalizing this for like the money or whatever.
21 days was the number chosen because it's less than a month, so it's not so intimidating. Because how long it takes a person to form a habit, so it's not.
Why is he turning it down?
Do anything for 21 days.
So, so that right there, right? Anyone can do anything for 21 days. That is not true, right? And so,
yeah, I mean, it usually takes about 3 weeks to form a habit. Like, I understand what she's saying. Okay.
The issue with that type of thinking is that when you start to have these really restrictive diets, right, which she even basically claimed that it was.
Oh, yeah, I know where he's going to go with this. Like, how are you going to be able to maintain that? Like, you might not be able to even maintain that for longer than 21 days. Because it's super restrictive and not necessarily realistic.
It was very, very, very strict, right? These things work for a certain amount of time, but then eventually you fall off and you gain the weight. That's why I'm not a huge fan, and I've talked about this before, of really, really restrictive stuff. Because what's frustrating is that this will work, and it's clear it worked for her, and it probably worked for a lot of the other people that were on this 21-day meal plan. That's fine and dandy. But the issue is that when you get off of this plan, either you last the 21 days or you don't last the 21 days and you fall off and you feel like a failure. But you end up gaining some of the weight back, and then you think to yourself, I just need to hop on the 21-day meal plan.
That's another thing too for people. They'll feel like because they did it and you couldn't do it, that you're a loser, and it just kind of like it's a self-defeating idea. And it starts this really negative cycle, in my opinion, of feeling like you are good when you're on the plan and you're bad when you're off the plan. The foods that are not on the plan, which we'll get into, are good, or the foods that are on the plan are good and those are healthy, and any food that's off the plan is bad and unhealthy and evil, and you cannot have that, right? That's why I'm not a huge fan of these really restrictive types of plans. I know we haven't gotten into what's in the plan. We will get into that, I promise.
Anyways, here are the results.
So that's all that we're going to watch of this video, because the rest of this video is just like music and it's just like random meals that she shows. But that is the 21-day meal plan. When it comes to the 21-day meal plan, the issue that most people had back in the day, and I would say I was probably one of them, was that Tiffany didn't have any credentials to be making this meal plan. And the meal plan was very, depending on who you ask, if you ask me, I felt it was very restrictive, and there were very arbitrary things that you could have and couldn't have. Like, for some reason, you could not have tomatoes. That was not allowed on the meal plan.
Why? What's wrong with tomatoes? Okay, interesting.
It was what we would say now in 2023, probably very diet culture, right? It was very like, these foods are healthy and this food is bad and you cannot have this.
Here's your super food and your super bad food. Tomatoes. Are they giving you cancer? I think that's the energy I'm getting from this.
And it just felt very arbitrary for no reason. It felt very restrictive for no reason. And I just wasn't a huge fan, along with a lot of other people in the community. Another thing that has happened since that time is that there have been a lot of other meal plans that have come out from Tiffany, and a lot of other things that have been kind of going on. And so some of the things from her website here, right? And so this is her website, My Adventure to Fit. We have a low-carb meal plan on a budget, instant delivery to your email. This is $14.99. If you go to her YouTube channel, we have a video from 6 years ago. I completed Whole30, the diet that changed my life forever. If you go back to her website, we have a keto starter pack for $51. Okay.
I see coconuts. That's considered like a big keto superfood because it's high in fat, but it's good for you. So.
Hey, if we go back to her YouTube channel, we have another video saying why I gave up dairy and gluten, 85 pounds down, before and after weight loss transformation pictures. We go back to her website. We have a clean keto for beginners step 1 ebook with easy keto recipes for $20, right? And so isn't
keto supposed to be like low carb or some bullshit?
Been so many different diets, different ebooks, different things for sale, all that they don't all like out for sure say that, oh, this is how I lost the weight, but a lot of it has been based on, I lost 85 pounds.
Yeah, on a keto diet. To me, it's another fad diet. That's what they all boil down to. I mean, like, at the end of the day, you really want to lose weight. Like, go walk, take a half-hour walk and, you know, test what your calories are at. You know, don't necessarily restrict them yet. Test where they're at. Because sometimes, a lot of times, I think, you look at, like, the MyFitnessPals and stuff, and they'll underestimate how many calories you can have. And then you end up eating too little, and then you get so hungry, and then you spiral again, and blah, 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 and you fall off. Track it for a little bit, see where you're at, and just kind of slowly eat better and eat less, and that's pretty much your diet. I mean, like, a lot of these low-carb diets, the problem is that you'll lose weight really quickly, of course, because carbs really are water retention to, like, a pretty big extent. And so if you're not eating a lot of carbs, you're not going to retain a lot of as much water. You're going to lose weight very quickly, or at least it's going to seem like it. And then what happens? And then you go off that diet, and you get nay-nayed. You know, you just get completely dumpstered because you came off the diet. So I just don't think it's a sustainable thing to be doing that. And frankly, you should focus more on health than weight. Obviously, lower weight is generally, depending on how overweight you are, can be like more healthy. If you're underweight, it's not as good. So yeah. That's interesting. I never thought of it like that. She's saying I lost 80 pounds with this diet, but it's like 10 different diets. Yeah, true. That's actually a good point too. It's all just like fad bullshit, you know?
Look at this diet, right? Look at this ebook. This is the best diet. You might not be claiming this is the diet that got me to lose weight, but most people that are going to be finding this content are going to see it and think to themselves, oh, this is the best way to lose weight. I'm seeing someone that has lost weight, so I'm going to trust them and I'm going to try that diet. Speaking of the controversy that happened, this was in the weight loss space, which is not that big of a space. It was a pretty big deal.
I guess because they lost so much weight, it's not that big of a space.
And so what ended up happening, the reason, a lot of my friends, and I've actually spoken to a few of them before recording this video just to kind of get a refresher. I'm not going to name anyone, but it was very frustrating as a lot of us have these followings that have lost a lot of weight to see someone that was just blatantly, it felt like, using their following to make a ton of money, which again, in and of itself isn't a bad thing.
It's not bad. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on how you think of the word use. Like, making money from your following is not a bad thing, but like using your following, if I would say like that, that seems like a bad thing because that implies, at least to me, indirectly, taking advantage of them.
But it felt wrong the way that it was being done because a lot of us that have lost a lot of weight know how these plans might work for a short amount of time, but they're not really teaching much, and it just felt very surface level. Now, when people started to speak out about this, Tiffany was not happy, and she made it very clear. There were a lot of Instagram lives where she kind of went on rants, and it was very, very clear she did not like any criticism that was going on. A lot of people got blocked. I was one of them, right? And it just became this very weird place for the weight loss space. It's interesting, though, because I will say that I think this whole controversy really solidified my feelings of how I try and run things and try and, you know, do the things that I do, right? And so around this time, again, this was all new to me, right? I've been making videos since 2014, but this was like the first time I'd ever been a part of anything like this, where it was just so many people had so many opinions. And I realized at that time, as an influencer, your words carry a lot of weight, no pun intended, right? When you're a boss influencer, there are a lot of people that are following you. This is what I realized, right? There are a lot of people that are following me that want to lose weight, and they will trust.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're going to trust you, and then they're going to do what you say. We don't have a particularly high amount of, I would say, proper diet education. And so, you know, people are going to like third-party sources like influencers, and they're like, oh man, I really want this. And unfortunately, what people want to hear is that, hey, you can do this really easily. Just follow this step. But the reality is it's much more difficult than just like, hey, anybody can do it. It's hard to lose weight and keep it off. And a lot of it comes down to dedication. You know, you have to be willing to dedicate yourself in a much more robust capacity. And a lot of times people don't necessarily want to hear that, and they may not. And that's another part of it too, is that I feel like some people will just not gravitate towards that. They'll just be like, I don't want, like, this person's telling me if I want to lose weight, I have to put effort into it. I don't know how I feel about that. But this person is just telling me that if I, if I eat enough, horseradish, the weight will just melt off. I'm gonna try that guy, So it's mutually destructive, if we're being honest.
Trust me, no matter how freaking crazy the stuff that I say is, and that made me realize I want to do this right. And I want to make sure that the information I'm putting out there is genuine, and I have researched the science behind it, and I understand it, right? People really trust you when you are an influencer that has lost weight, because people, they see themselves in you, and they badly want to achieve what you have achieved. And that comes with, in my opinion, a lot of responsibility, and it feels that some of that hasn't been taken to heart as much for some people as it has for others. All of that to say, now we're in the present, right? Now Tiffany is the mustard lady. Well, what does that mean? Well, like I said before, there are a lot of TikToks on her TikTok.
Her 15th diet, that's the charm. It just seems like a girl who used to be overweight and now she's not, and she just does a thing and it doesn't really affect her weight loss or gain, and that's it. So she just keeps saying, I did this diet.
Where she is sitting in her car, has this huge plate of mustard and just random other foods that she is dipping in the mustard, some not dipping in the mustard, just kind of talking about certain topics. But I wanted to play one of these videos where she is talking about the mustard guide, and I just want you to see if you can see any correlations between previous things that Tiffany has done with Facebook groups and what's going on now. So this is the TikTok right here where she is talking about the mustard guide. Let me know if you see any correlations.
I have good news and I have bad news.
Well, I have one thing. Why the hell is she using a plate like that? It's a little bizarre.
The good news is that we're at almost 7,000 ebooks sold for our mustard guide.
Wow.
The bad news is that the trolls like to ruin everything, so we have gone ahead and made the group private so that you have to purchase the book in order to be in it. I didn't want...
I noticed the first thing is that she has made the group private and use the trolls as an excuse to get more money out of people. That's the first. Oh, guys, I didn't want to make this private, but the freaking trolls. The trolls have gotten to me, and I got to make it private now. I didn't want to do that, of course. But unfortunately, I don't make the rules because I'm getting trolled. So I made it private. You're going to have to buy my book if you want to be part of the group. Not my fault. Yeah, I mean, how fucking convenient. Incredible.
Want to do that. I wanted it to be open for everybody.
Okay.
But after reading all these TikTok threads of dietitians and nutritionists bashing me,
So if a ton of dietitians, basically every dietitian / nutritionist that is watching these videos is saying, hey, this might not be the best idea. And I hate the framing that it's like bashing me, right? It's like, oh, they're trolls. They're all against me. I feel like when someone starts to frame the narrative in that way,
well,
usually it's...
I like the fact that she didn't even say that they were going to the Facebook group or whatever group it was. They were literally just commenting under her TikTok or on TikTok. And she's like, because they're on the TikTok, I'm gonna go private the website. That's unrelated. So, you know, it's like, okay.
A good way to kind
odd.
of, I don't know if I trust this fully, right? I feel like if someone starts framing something that way, you should probably look into it a little bit more than just hearing it from their lens, right? But now, basically, this Facebook group that a lot of people are excited about is now basically you have to buy the ebook to get into it, right? Now, I don't know who would buy the ebook just to infiltrate this Facebook group. I mean, I don't think I would ever do that. Right? That'd be weird.
I see that so many people just
I mean, how much was it to get the book?
Joined the group so that they could troll it. The only way that I can think to prevent that is by charging people to be in it, and it sucks because it's like, why do you have to ruin it?
Oh, it sucks. Why did you have to ruin it? Why did you have to give me an excuse to make more money, extort more money out of people? I don't know if I'd use that word, but
I don't think it's just people ruining it. I do think that I'm sure there are like trolls or people that are just going in there to just be menaces. But I do think that there are probably people in there that are like genuinely concerned, or they're just like, dude, this is ridiculous, right? Like the fact of the matter is like so many people are seeing this and they are thinking this is going to be their saving grace, that this is the diet that's going to solve everything. When we know that that's just not how this stuff works. Like this diet clearly works for Tiffany if she's genuinely eating it and she is able to.
I mean, it's a diet in the sense that she's just not eating a lot. It's a fad for her. She's a skinny person and she just happens to be eating something different. And she's not, I mean, how much weight has she really ever lost before? It doesn't really seem like, what was, even earlier, she's like, oh, I lost like 21 or 11 pounds, 21 days. Is she even like losing weight? Or has she ever been heavy? Because, you know, if you're looking for weight loss advice, you probably don't want to go to somebody who's never really been fat. I mean, because they don't understand the struggles associated with being a chunker.
do all these things, maintain all this stuff. Like she talks a lot about how it's helped with her inflammation, and that's the main reason she does it, right? That's what she says. But again, the issue is that you can say that every once in a while, but like it is so clear if you go to her profile, right? You look here, right here, it says Tiffany Elizabeth, and then weight loss is in the description of this TikTok, right? Or in the description of her whole page, right? Tiffany Elizabeth, weight loss, if you click on that. But then if you if you go to the hashtags as well, weight loss is one of the first hashtags that you see. Now, I will say, thankfully, it feels like, sometimes I feel like I'm crazy when I read through these comments because so many people are like, oh my God, this is the best thing in the world. But thankfully, there are some comments that are people that I feel like have rational thought that are saying, why would we pay money on how to eat mustard? Not a mustard guide. It's
true.
Mustard.
You already got to pay for the disgusting mustard in the first place. Mustard is yucky. I hate it. It's nasty bullshit.
We need a guide. So thankfully, there are a few people that feel the same way that I do when it comes to this. So like I said, we had to infiltrate. And when I say we, I do mean we, because I was not the person that infiltrated. I felt like it would have been too obvious. Thankfully,
would you have someone else do it?
I had my, I don't know, producer, business partner, Rachel, that was able to infiltrate. And we were going to talk to her a little bit just about her thoughts on this Facebook group and what she thought about it herself. All right. Welcome to Eating with John. We have our lovely plate here.
I didn't look too bad. It looks worse than hers. You didn't. What the fuck? Is this a slice of American cheese? I mean, I go ham on American cheese. I'm not gonna lie, but that was just a slice of American cheese. What the fuck?
For those of you that are new, let me show you what my plate is. We have a hot dog. We have one Kraft single.
It doesn't even look like it's a cooked hot dog. Eating a raw hot dog. What the hell?
It's very important. The Kraft single, you wrap the hot dog in it.
Yes, I do that.
We have a couple florets of broccoli. We have some tomatoes.
I mean, get rid of the tomatoes. Maybe I should start eating the plates like that. That looks kind of decent. Like just hot dogs, cheese, and like fucking broccoli.
Half an orange. You can't do the whole thing. If you have a whole orange, you just don't want to know what's going to go on. Okay. And then we have a couple carrots here. And stupid. Last but not least, we have these honey mustard pretzels. You want to make sure that you get the honey mustard flavor. The mustard is really, really important. And so what we're going to do is we got our ketchup here. We're just going to pour that in the ranch here in the middle. Very important. You're just going to pour it in there. Yummy. Yeah, just like that. Ew. Now you have a nice ranch.
I was cool without the mustard. I mean,
and the ketchup dip.
Ew. You're gonna dip. Oh, that's disgusting. Is this real? That's just, I mean, maybe, is it just me? Am I just not a big fan of that kind of food?
The hot dog in there with the cheese. It's so good.
Sound made me want to fucking throw up.
And then you dip the tomato.
So good.
In there. You dip that in there. Maybe a broccoli floret. Oh no, I dropped that one. That's okay. I have more.
Floor. You know, it's weird. There's so much beard hair on the floor of my car because I don't know if you guys know, I have a beard. And it's just yucky, you know? It just gets so yucky.
But yeah, so this is what I've been eating.
I can see why you'd lose weight. It's disgusting. The fuck?
Books. And
this is a terrible
thanks for watching.
God damn it.
Okay, Rachel. So we'll see if I regret this. So you entered the Facebook group, right? You ordered the mustard guide. What were your thoughts on the
that was incredible
Facebook group?
What you gonna say?
Okay, yeah. So okay, we can talk about the mustard guide too, but you'll talk about that. But the Facebook group, okay, so I had to, absolutely, when I first went in there, they stated that actually it was a message from Tiffany, and it said you have to provide me with your order number, and you have to provide me with your email address. So I'm
surprised that she didn't do like an identification as well, like or something. I'm honestly surprised.
Did that, and then I want to say about 10 minutes later, I got a message saying that I was accepted by an admin, I don't know who that would be, into the Facebook group. So I cautiously entered, and then
with your trench coat on and like the spy music playing, and
you know how I get down. That's how I did. Exactly. And I have not posted because I want to be respectful of the people that are in there. That
I mean, we're not trying to cause any disorder or anything like that. We're just gathering intel.
Exactly. And then the first intel is definitely Tiffany Health and Weight Loss is the main person, which is Tiffany, right? And then she touts that she's the mustard girl, 80 pounds gone, and that she's a wife from Tampa, Florida.
She's a wife from Tampa, Florida. Bro, I'm not even surprised it's some fucking person from Florida, dude. These people are the most insane, degenerate people in the world. Let's be real.
Something that you've been pretty you've had kind of issues with. So if you guys don't know, Rachel helps me with a lot of the videos. I call her producer. She does a lot for me. She does a lot behind the scenes, and she helps with these videos a lot. True. But that's something that you have had issues with, right? Is like the videos might not say, hey, this is how I lost weight, but you feel like the implication is there.
Yes, exactly. I think the implication is there, especially because she has had many like former plans and guides and things like that, and it always seems to change, but it's the same 80 calories. Even if she did gain a little weight, say, right?
Yeah, it's that she lost 80 pounds, and then she just does different diets because she gets bored or something, and that it's not what she's eating. It's like the amount of what she's eating. But she packages it as, oh, this is what I'm eating. This is what you need to do to lose the weight. That's all it really boils down to.
Oh, sorry. It's the same 80 pounds that she seems to lose in many different ways or many different plans that she's selling. And even if I understand people
here's what
obviously
she
gain
does.
weight and then can lose weight a different way again.
She goes on one diet, right? And what the hell? Raid Shadow Legends just started playing.
But she's never.
She goes on one. What's happening here? Whatever. She goes on one diet. She loses a bunch of weight. Then she gains it back on that diet and then goes on a new diet. Boom.
Never stating that. Even though she's smart, I would say, to not state explicitly that she lost the 80 pounds by doing this mustard diet. But in the Facebook group, what she is stating, or what she has is that, what she says is that she's Tiffany Health and Weight Loss, right? The name of the Facebook group is Live, Laugh, Mustard. And then each and every day, she is asking the people that are a part of her Facebook group, which is 15,000 people at this point, what she wants them to show their mustard plate, right? So she wants them to show that they're eating that way. Now, a lot of these people are there. I would say the majority of them are there too.
The book's only $5. Should I buy the book and let my wife infiltrate the Facebook group and collect intel for our stream?
Lose weight.
What?
And
so
that
why do you say that?
Well, because a lot of them on the other pages, like that's not post from her, I see a lot of people like recent activity, they're celebrating their weight loss. But yeah, a lot of people like that are certainly looking at this for weight loss. Maybe some people are here for maintenance. Again, I'm not 100% sure. Another thing,
I doubt people are looking for maintenance on that fucking diet. There's no way anybody's going in there just to maintain their weight. There's just no way.
Is very
have I ever tried to lose weight by using the cocaine diet? You know, I haven't even heard of that before. I'll think about it.
Prevalent here is that she is posting for the electrolytes. So
Electrolytes. So this is, I'm gonna switch the screen. So this is another thing that she is, another thing that she's selling, right? And if I go to this
electrolytes are good. That's why I water my lawn with Gatorade, baby. Plants need electrolytes, essential electrolytes.
Page. This is the electrolytes, right? I love the description of it, right? New keto electrolytes powder, electrolytes daily supplement, replenishing electrolytes drink mix,
electrolytes is really just like a fucking buzzword. Holy fuck.
Electrolytes powder, no sugar added, keto electrolyte supplements, watermelon candy. And about this item, balance your body's pH level and stay hydrated with watermelon electrolytes powder. Our formula replenishes electrolytes, hydration levels. And again, so all of this electrolytes powder isn't bad. I drink something that has a ton of salt. It's called Element. I'm not sponsored by them, but I think I'm gonna start working with them. I like electrolytes. I'm not against them, right? But you said that you saw some.
I personally prefer candlelights. Again, instead of electric light. Yep. That's the quality of the stream that you're gonna get when you pop into a Papa Gut stream. Woo!
I mean, that was a little funky, right?
Right, absolutely. I feel like there is nothing wrong with creating products or using or being sponsored by products that you actually use, right? Like as a person who's in the weight loss space, nothing wrong with that. And I think I just sent you the image, but this is from her actual Facebook group, and I feel like it's not like too crazy because. To post this because she actually puts this as a part of her website, right? So she has the electrolytes that she sells, and then she offers up for people that are purchasing.
So it says, if you're listening, it says, do you want to earn up to 10% commission for every purchase? Become an affiliate. So she's like,
epic pyramid scheme, baby. Here we go. Affiliate marketing. Andrew Tate.
Advertising, becoming an affiliate. So basically making some money selling these products, right? That's what you're talking about.
Yes, absolutely. And there's a link for you to sign up and become an affiliate. So I feel like, again, nothing wrong with that. But underneath that post is also a post that says that, hey guys, can I ask you guys a big favor? And this is in the Facebook group. And so people are like, oh sure, what's up, Mustard Lady? And she says, "Can you guys go to Amazon if you purchase?" She does say, "If you purchase the electrolytes, if you can."
Yeah,
go
I
to
mean,
Amazon
because
that's
that's literally like you can get in trouble for that if you didn't
right,
purchase
exactly.
it.
She, like I said, yeah, she definitely like is covering her ground here.
Yeah, and
but
so
she says
this
that.
was
Covering
a
her brown.
we were talking about before this. This is one that Rachel thought was a little suspect. So it goes on.
Yeah.
It goes on. Yeah, we're just gonna read this one though. It goes on to say five stars, better than expected. Right. This was June 26th. Yes, we know it's priced.
Oh, was she telling people to rate it high or something, and then they weren't actually buying it? Is that what we're referring to here? Interesting.
For the amount there is. I mean, that we shouldn't just like be okay with that, but whatever. But honestly, how much have I spent in DoorDash this past month? You said that that feels like MLM talk a little bit.
Yes,
True though.
Yeah.
It is kind of
like,
true.
oh, you purchase every day from Starbucks. You could easily afford this $10 a day to buy my thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of true though, a little bit. You know, I think that argument by itself is fine.
Yeah. Well, not $10
No, I
a day.
want
That would
the
be crazy.
Starbucks.
Okay, so this
Yeah,
mix
some
have
rich people say, I'm sorry.
this mix has been a lifesaver. I happened to get sick once it arrived. Been having trouble with hot tea. It's been bothering my throat.
The hell's happening?
I don't like plain water, so I decided to try to switch to electrolytes. It has helped me stay hydrated.
What the hell was that? I'm scared.
I don't have to worry about
Is the music in the room with us right now?
the sugar content, and it sits well in my stomach. I'm not saying it's a cure for my cold. I hope you don't think that. But it's what I've been living off of the past couple days. I mean, yeah, electrolytes are going to help you stay hydrated. That's how they work. The flavor isn't quite watermelon. I like how it's like, well, it's actually not what it's supposed to be. It's more cotton candy, but I'm not complaining.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they just put a bunch of chemicals in the water. To make the fucking frogs gay! No, but they put a bunch of chemicals in there. So that they kind of they taste similar to a thing, right? That's kind of the whole point.
It's like, I mean, that's whatever. It's not super sweet, but I also pack in tons of ice. It doesn't have that strong electrolyte taste, so it really tastes refreshing, light, and smooth. I definitely want to try the other flavors. I can imagine I'll enjoy this even more when I'm no longer sick. So that's the review. So last thing, what did you think of the mustard guide? Because you did get to read through it.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so first off, it is
Golly
not
gosh,
worth
she darn.
$4.99. It is not worth 99 cents. It is not worth $0.
Damn.
In your
The
opinion.
mustard, yes, in my
Not even $0, dude. Oh, come on. I have so many doll hairs, though. What the frick?
opinion.
Well, it's on sale. Normally it's $20, so you got a deal.
Dude, I'm getting
Yeah, I got a
dumpstered.
deal. But
here.
yeah, Live Laugh Mustard is the ebook that she has, the mustard guide. I feel like,
Jesus
well, first off,
Christ,
it's 10
such an
pages.
unlucky fucking
Like, I feel,
rose.
we're not going to expose anything, but pretty much it is her saying, she does say in the very beginning that she is not, she's just sharing her healing journey. She's not a medical professional, but it is a very short grocery list on what she essentially, you see in all of her videos is pretty much that. Different fruits, vegetables, proteins that you can eat. And then she says how she makes those things. For
I eat styrofoam cups.
the chicken sausage, she simply puts it in the air fryer on 400 degrees. This is what you're buying for $4.99 for her to tell you how to put a piece of sausage in the air fryer. She talks about her go-to meals. Again, these are exactly what she has on her TikTok.
It's funny because I feel like some people really it resonates with them. Like simple guides like that, I don't even think are necessarily a big deal. $5, like whatever. Some people just need the motivation, and it's like sometimes it's like, oh, just put it in the air fryer. It tastes good. Oh shit, I could see people resonating with that message. I don't necessarily have a problem with something like that. It's more of like the little bit of the deceptive nature. Overall, like so far, it doesn't really seem that bad. It just seems like it's a little bit of like a kind of a lie almost to tell people. That like, it's insinuate rather like, oh, I lost 80 pounds doing XYZ when you didn't really lose it eating mustard. You lost it doing something else.
Frequently asked questions. Same thing as on her TikTok, which is why she eats mustard, that she doesn't count calories, and what brands of sausage she uses. And then that goes into 2 to 3 pages of images of the sausages the brands of sausage, the brand of cottage cheese, and the brand of mustard that she uses. Pretty much that's it.
Awesome.
So that's the mustard guide.
all I know is that my oatmeal guide will be coming out soon. It'll be $3.99 and it'll be a much better deal. Thank you so much for sharing your information.
Haven't had that in a while.
No problem.
Okay.
So why does this matter to me, right? Why is this that big of a deal? I think so many people, stuff like this is why so many people are so confused when it comes
I have an air fryer. My wife pulled the handle off of it on accident, so now it's a pain in the ass to use, but I have one.
to like what type of diet they should do or how they should eat or what they should do, right? Is like when these things are touted as the end all be all, this is how you can solve XYZ thing, right? Even if she's not intentionally claiming that this is weight loss, like not explicitly saying this is
yeah,
not
but it's making it seem like it is. You know what I mean? Like that's the problem with anything else.
a weight loss diet. This is not how you should lose weight. I think that's important. I really, really, really do, especially when your account is.
It's funny. This
significantly
video really resonated with my wife. She's like, "This is gonna make me look at weight loss content differently from now on." Because I guess she kind of bought into the mustard. This fucking bitch was gonna eat mustard and cottage cheese. You know, it would have been what a terrible thing if my wife did that. I love you, baby, but you're, you know, I feel like those things are not gonna make your, you know, they might induce a different smell to your under air. You know what I mean? Fucking cottage cheese and mustard. Ugh. You know, I mean, it's like the opposite of strawberries. Yeah.
slanted towards weight loss, right? When we're talking about Tiffany, like if we look again at this TikTok, which we will react to, it says right here, weight loss is right next to her name, and it is one of the first hashtags, right? So in this TikTok, she is talking about how she only charges $4.99, right, for her guide. So let's just kind of go over it. We're not going to watch the whole thing, just a few seconds. Also, really quickly while I'm editing, I just wanted to say, I know that it might seem like I'm being hard on this person, but the reason that I'm being hard on this person is because this is a pattern of activity, right? This is not something that is just this one time. I think it'd be a little
It's funny. He doesn't even seem to be going that hard on the person. He's just like, hey, this is bad for these reasons. And I'm like, okay. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Baby, I'm teasing you. What are you talking about?
different if this mustard thing was the first time that I've heard about her, but there has been a pattern of this type of behavior, coming out with these guides, making all these claims, and then kind of disappearing after a certain amount of time. And so that's why it might feel like I'm being a little overly hard on this.
Is Amberlyn Reed eating the mustard diet? Oh my god. I mean, that's not necessarily an unhealthy plate.
Person, especially if you're just looking at the mustard guide in and of itself.
Each dietitian who's trolled me so far and made a video, with the exception of maybe one, has a $3,500 program that you can do. I don't offer something for $3,500. I just don't have something available, nor would I ever do that.
So the issue here is that, like,
do they all do that?
When we're talking about a dietitian, that is someone that has gone to school to become a dietitian.
Yeah, I also don't believe half the people who say they're dietitians on fucking TikTok. I would just not get diet advice on TikTok. Diet advice is generally pretty boring. You don't need to pay $3,500 for diet advice. You know what I mean? Like, eat less. I mean, like, fundamentally speaking, it's preposterous.
That has a degree to back up the knowledge that they have. Whether or not you want to spend $3,500 that's going to be up to you, right? Just like if you want to spend $5 on a mustard guide.
You're probably better off with the mustard guide, frankly.
In my opinion, the amount, because I feel like if you are if you're paying a dietitian, it's just a completely.
There's no reason to pay a fucking dietitian $3,500. That's insane. That is literally insane. They're doing the same thing she's doing. They're scamming the fuck out of you. There's nothing worth $3,500 when it comes to like any nutritional value in any capacity. That's fucking nuts. That's fucking nuts.
Different type of service. You're paying for a service at that point.
Unless
right?
you're getting like 100 appointments with a dietitian. You know what I mean? Like, that's insane.
Not just paying for a PDF, which is what the mustard guide is, and all of the other programs have been just the PDF that is sent to you, right? So it really isn't comparable, in my opinion.
You guys can watch my videos and you can either eat what I eat, or if you want to step by step, you can get a guide for $4.99 while they're over there telling people and ripping people off.
I'm getting sold on the mustard girl. I'm never gonna do her diet, but it doesn't seem that bad. So the food, like, diet-wise, seems to be relatively balanced. It doesn't really seem to be that bad. So $4.99.
So I can agree that this would be much worse if she was charging a lot more for the service, right? If she was charging like $300 for this mustard guide, that would be ridiculous, right? But for me, the issue I have is not the fact that she is charging $5 for this thing. That is not that much money in the grand scheme of things. It's just the fact that this exists and people are buying it thinking that they are going to be getting one thing. You know, they're going into it thinking, I'm trying to lose weight. I see this person who has lost a lot of weight. I want to do what they do. And they are having that expectation. And I think it's on the creator to be very clear about what it is they are selling and what it is they are doing. And not being clear only causes confusion. And if your answer to that is, well, the people should have done more research or they should be smarter. In my opinion,
well, I mean, that's what they're going to her for, like, the research, and it's more of the life experience research. So that's like kind of a silly argument. Again, like, I think the biggest thing would be like, oh, this is my diet, but like, it's not a replacement for, you know, tracking your calories in some capacity. Or she could say like, oh, it's an auto-regulatory diet. right? Like the idea is that because you're eating more, you know, nutritionally dense foods like broccoli, it's going to keep you fuller. But I doubt that she's doing that. I think it's more of just like, here, guys, eat this mustard diet. It'll work. And that's it. She's just as dumb and fucking ignorant as everybody else, really, is what it comes down to it. For me, at least, it seems like.
Like, you can think that way, but that means that you don't really care about the people that are buying this guide. You don't really care about the people that are lost, suffering, really looking for a way out, and you're just taking money from them, right? That's how I feel. But I just wanted to share this. It was quite a lot of research that I had to do, but I would love to know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. Have you seen these TikToks? What are your thoughts? Do you remember all the drama from 2016? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
All right. Cool. Good video.